So, Bill, we're eating the Thriller Special.
Thriller Special.
What is the Thriller Special?
Really what it is it's the best combination of nutrients you can ask for here. Now, we get the Southwest base, switch some things up just for personal taste. You like my drink, I see. I like it, man. Oh,
Oh, man! That was... That's all right.
Bill a new cup.
All
New
the
cup.
grill stuff.
you don't need a new cup, man. Cheers. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that.
I didn't think I drank.
I know you said you were a fan,
I was
bro.
like, what's he gonna do here?
That was awesome.
Going for it, and I'll just take some. That's good. Yeah, no, it's
And it was all casual.
When he said it, you're like,
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to drink. Oh shoot.
You're fine. If Kyle was on that side, he would have done this move over here. Like, so, Bill. So how often do you hear? Because I see you all the time.
I eat here a lot. Probably when I'm in town, I eat here at least once a day. It's literally the best place you can grab grub in Syracuse. You come here, you don't have to worry about what you're eating because it's going to be healthy. You know, so it's pretty awesome to be able to have access to such a great restaurant, food spot in Cuse.
You know what really stood out to me? There's no soda.
Yeah. I mean, all
Like,
these
it's
drinks
all
are
fresh.
homemade.
Yeah, no soda at all. It's
But
great.
that's one thing I like about the soups too. Remember how we were just talking about the soups? They're not heavy cream. They're cauliflower.
base.
Yeah, so they're thicker, which I love a thicker base for a soup, anyways. But even their bone broths, they're so great, especially during the fall.
I love how everything's home brewed here.
Yes.
Even their dressings. You get the carrot chili dressing.
Yeah.
It's all juiced carrots. You don't find that anywhere else. Usually they're like sodium laden,
Right.
they got hidden sugars.
Yeah.
Bill will eat here before a game. If he's got to travel in New England, he'll eat here before he hits the road.
Oh
so
yeah,
he
because
don't
you
eat.
still have that 5 hour.
Yeah.
You have that 5 hour window.
Or
Yep.
but when he goes to practice in Toronto, he'll eat in Buffalo or Rochester.
Yeah.
They need to put one in Connecticut for you.
That's what I've been trying, man. I've been asked.
Or have at least, I mean, now you're playing professional lacrosse, and, you know, I've read before that the reason when you started Thompson Brothers with the Thompson Brothers is because you kind of needed that side hustle. Because it's not like it's a professional sport,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have the contracts
Still a
that.
growing sport.
Right.
So until they get like a legitimate TV deal, and look, I think the people in the NLL offices, there's a whole new executive office for the last 2 years. They're very ambitious and they're getting a lot of stuff done. So there's 4 new teams coming in. They've got bigger sponsors like New Balance got in the league. Adidas wants to get in. So we're definitely going in the right direction, which is awesome.
Do you have like a team chef yet?
Not yet.
'Cause
Actually,
there you go.
in Mohegan Sun, we have a Jordan Steakhouse, and our chef Chip, he whips it up in Jordan's. He'll hook us up with steaks and whatnot, so he hooks it up.
You send them like the menu here, like follow
need to,
this.
right?
Yeah.
This is what you need to follow.
Don't
Core
deviate.
on game
yeah,
day.
don't deviate for this.
Get rid of your steaks. Give me a core.
So one thing I was looking into, your cousins with the Thompson brothers,
Yep.
they play for the Georgia team. One plays for Saskatchewan. They play against each other, and you guys are brothers, and you both play lacrosse. What is it like? Do you still play with the same intensity when you're across the line from your brother, or like, 'cause lacrosse is a tough sport? So how do you approach playing against a family member when you're?
I mean, for me personally, it's way more exciting because you know them intimately. But I mean, for the Thompsons' case, like Lyle, he's the best player in the world. Miles is the best player in the world. All these guys are literally the best players in the world. So it motivates you as just an athlete and competitor to play your best against them. And then you add that other factor in that they're
Family.
best friends, family. Then it's like, holy, you don't want to look like a jerk off playing these guys
Right.
to them. It's a way to earn respect and give them your best and play as hard as you can. And then you earn that respect on the field. You have it off, so it's pretty cool. Playing this guy's a whole nother animal, though, because he's a nutcase, so. Hey, you want to give the fans a show? And I'm like, dude, this is like a family-friendly tournament.
Have you guys ever fought in a game?
No, and it's good for him. Just say that. as I quiver away.
It probably is.
Yeah.
It'll hurt.
So you led your team in penalty minutes.
Yes.
On accident.
Yeah, of course, right?
Ah,
They got
Started
something
out
against
good.
me.
Started out good.
yeah.
2 minutes in the box, right? Is it same in hockey?
Yep.
Or okay.
2 minutes for like minors and then 5 for.
What's going through your head when you're in the penalty box? Is it like a 2-minute break? Are you just pissed? Or does it have a range of emotions when you're in there?
Definitely a range of emotions. I mean, if it's something where I feel like it was a bad call, I'm kind of a little pissed.
Right.
If it's something where
Which 90% of them are.
Yeah, exactly. They're all bad calls.
they're targeting me,
Yes, exactly.
Or if,
Charming, good looking.
That's what the T stands for, right? Target.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's where I get into a scuffle with another player, I'm kind of focused on when I'm going to have another opportunity to get them back, or so it's a range of emotions.
Right.
Sometimes, if it's a 5-minute penalty, I'm just trying to catch my breath, and it's like, so.
Do they ever have like bench clearing brawls in lacrosse, like in hockey, where like everyone's on the field at the same time and helmets are everywhere and there's gloves everywhere?
Yeah, actually, one of the most epic bench clearing brawls in lacrosse history. Brett Bucktooth, he's a Syracuse guy, lacrosse legend. I played with him last year, past couple of years, but it was a training camp, exhibition game. Buffalo Bandits, I forget who they were playing, maybe they're Rochester Nighthawks, and just this huge mayhem where bench clearing brawl, but it went on for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Guys just, like Brandon Francis was playing for the Buffalo Bandits, so he was probably one of the top fighters in his heyday, and it was just mayhem. That's when like the Buffalo Bandits were just a bunch of brutes, like the Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah.
Late
In the
80s,
NHL, yeah. So we talked about intermittent fasting. Would we take that? Yeah. You want to take a bite? I think you're doing so much talking. I don't want your stuff to get cold.
Take a couple bites.
Bite break.
Cut.
So with the intermittent fasting, when will you eat next?
So,
Is this your first meal of the day? Yeah, mine too.
so I already worked out this morning. This will be my first meal. Post-workout, I'm not too worried about carbohydrates, so I have a little rice in here, post-workout, help replenish the glycogen and whatnot. Then I'll have another meal in probably 3 hours. That'll be my last meal of the day. But my meals, as you can tell, are fairly large. Because I got to jam-pack a bunch of calories in 2 meals to get all the benefits of intermittent fasting and do all that good stuff. So usually two, maybe 3 large meals, and then I fast. Try to fast for 16 to 18 hours a day. So
Do you snack at all between the meals or no?
not usually, no. My meals are big enough. Once you finish it, you'll be able to tell. You won't need a snack.
It's like I feel like I haven't even made a dent in this bowl. It's like, is this thing going down? What's your cheat day? Do you have a cheat day?
I don't really schedule cheat days. But if something, I guess I really haven't had a cheat day.
He's got the fastest time with the Mother's Cupboard frittata.
Oh yeah, Mother's Cupboard? Mm-hmm. So I've done the frittata challenge. It wasn't necessarily a cheat day. It was kind of just like, I just worked out, I'm really hungry. Went in one day, filmed it, and I was like, I want to see how fast I can eat this thing. So I sat at the bar alone, put my phone up, and ate it in 12 minutes. It's a 6-pound frittata, potato, eggs. I think there's like a dozen eggs, sausage, peppers, onions.
I've never had it.
I've never been there, but I know of it.
So I'd go in, and it's a real small place, but it's like the best breakfast food around. So every time I go in, I can't go in unless I want to eat the frittata for time.
Yeah.
Because everyone
Raise the
legit,
bar.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, he's here! 12 minutes. You got to see this guy eat it. Whip up a frittata. Don't even let me order." I wanted an omelet one day. We went in there, and they're like, "No, frittata."
Oh, God.
So-
then the competition. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Bring 2.
So we need to
he'll
eat.
eat mine
We need to eat with these guys at least once a week from now on. Like that's
Shoot, I like it.
What would be your all-time cheat meal?
So like 5 years ago, I had a cheat day, and I ordered a pizza from like the best pizza. I was in Southern California at the time, in Santa Monica, living there. Ordered a pizza. There was this diner down the road. Ordered 2 milkshakes, I got they had something similar to the frittata, but it was different. It was just like a mash of breakfast foods. Got some like bacon and cheese fries, right? And a lot of food, sheer quantity over quality on cheat days. And I'm crushing it. Well, I crushed like everything. And it was probably like 8 to 10 pounds of food. And I woke up in the middle of the night, not knowing which end it was going to come out of. Sprinted to the bathroom. And then it decided to come out of both. And I was all jacked up. I had to go to the hospital. I had like a issue with, they didn't know what it was, but I told them it was most likely overeating.
Right.
And I was like super dehydrated from throwing up. And so that was like my last epic cheat day.
It was right after your 12-week challenge.
Yeah, so.
12-week challenge, is that the fitness challenge you had?
Yeah, I did a bodybuilding.com challenge. It was rigged. I'm salty about it still.
Yeah.
You should see the picture.
I remember you showed
Yeah.
Kyle, but yeah, it definitely being thrown up on the website or whatever, and you can use it up here.
Really quickly, your whole life story.
Yeah, that should take.
Yeah, start at 5.
Right.
So it's actually the time I climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
That's the best one.
I really did though.
He always brings that up.
But like as a joke at parties, like me and Kurt kind of set it up, and just to be kind of like super egotistic, like just messing around. People will be telling the story, and I'm like, oh, that reminds me of the time I climbed Mount
Could
Kilimanjaro.
be anything. It'll just remind you.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that you're going to beat is if you were on the moon.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that
exactly.
you can beat. Well, that's cool.
He'll
The
say
time
that.
I was on the moon, you know what I mean?
He'll be like
Yeah,
the tallest freestanding mountain.
You have pictures of you on top of it?
Yeah.
You
Like
almost
that would be like
died
that
doing
would,
it.
really. That would be my throwback Thursday every Thursday. Guys, remember this?
I used it.
Remember this?
Yeah, just
Well,
in case you forgot.
He would
reminds me
let
of
them
that
go
time.
ahead because he would try to make a workout out of it. Let them go ahead, and he would run up after him or go down, take pictures, run around, and then run back after him. So everybody was doing pills and whatever,
Altitude
oxygen,
sickness pills.
and he got jacked up so bad.
I was like, I don't need those. If I can't do it, and I was playing college football at the time, so my buddies are like, you got to make it without them. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'll make it without them. What are you talking about? So, and I still needed to work out, so I let the group go ahead. Day 1, 2, it took 6 days to climb it, but I would like do interval training behind them, run up, and be like, oh, nice, run up, wait, let them get up there.
Yeah.
And the porter was like, you really need to stop. And I was like, nah, man, come on, I'm all right, I'll be okay. Day 5 hits, we're at 14,000 feet in elevation. And I'm like, man, I don't feel good. Sure enough, we ascend, and the last 1,000 feet was the worst. Altitude sickness hit me full bore. I'm vomiting, I'm like disoriented. And I ended up making it up there, but I paid the price.
How long did it take to get up there?
6 days. It's
Wow.
19,000 feet up.
Did they fly you down?
No,
You
no,
go?
we went down just on foot.
1 day.
Oh, wow.
6 days
One
up,
down,
1 day.
1 day to get down. And the guy's like, you have altitude. This African guy is like 60. He's like, you have altitude sickness. We must run down. And I was like,
Run down.
I was like looking at the layout of the land. It's like loose gravel and sheer cliff. I was like, I don't know. He's like, no, we run. Guy turned. He's like, leave your pack here. Took my pack off. He's like, run. He takes off and he's running full speed down this mountain. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm trying to keep up. He wipes out. He'd like, wipe out, pop up, turn around, and he'd like catch me, like on the way. He'd be like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You feel better?" I was like, "I think," but adrenaline's pumping because you're running down a mountain.
Right.
You're trying to beat a 6-year-old man.
Yeah, who's climbed the mountain 100 times.
Here's a parachute.
You really don't need this.
Just jump.
So, how's the lacrosse scene in Syracuse, other than college? And we know the college, it's hugely popular. Syracuse women and men's team, both national powerhouses. But other than that, how's the scene in Syracuse compared to other states or
I mean,
cities?
from a youth standpoint, it's some of the best lacrosse in the world. This is a hotbed. I mean, as lacrosse fans know and lacrosse people know, lacrosse started here with the Iroquois people, and then from there it's always been here. So off the reservation and away from native land, people picked up the game really quick. And this is a hotbed. So the top, probably 5 of the top 10 recruits come out of Syracuse, Central New York, upstate New York area. The other 5 come from Long Island, Baltimore, and Denver. So as far as lacrosse is concerned, on a youth level, some of the best in the country.
And how did you get? Were you born into it, or did?
Growing up, my main sports were hockey, football, and then I picked up lacrosse a little bit later. So once I got to 7th grade, I was like, oh, my friends are playing, I want to play. And so I started playing and played up until 10th grade, and then I started getting some looks for football. So I was like, oh, I better use this spring to train. So that's what I did. And then I played again my senior year in high school.
Just for something to do.
Yeah, just like I've already got my scholarship to play football.
Mm-hmm.
This will be fun to do with my friends.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And it helped that Lafayette was like one of the favorites to win state. We didn't win it, but it was a lot of fun nonetheless. And went off, played college football, tried to play in the NFL, tried to play like after, and didn't pan out. So then I came back home, picked up a stick, and now I'm playing pro.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Switching to training, obviously you are, not everyone at the gym is going to look like you. You do stuff like inverted handstands.
Not with that attitude, Kobe.
Come on, Kobe.
But
Oh my goodness.
what would you
Jeez.
say? What would your advice be for someone who's not at your level yet, but they want to get maybe not even to your level, but half of where you're at? What would your advice be for those people who may not be able to fast for 16 hours a day, or maybe getting to the gym 3 days a week is an achievement for them? What would your advice be for them?
I mean, it's you got to start somewhere, and I think movement is the best place to start. And as you consistently go, things become easier. So maybe it's you had a terrible breakfast, but your next meal, try to make it a good one, and then after that, build off of it. Because momentum, fitness, health, wellness. I mean, it's like a snowball. You get the ball going and you start pushing it. It becomes easier and easier as momentum gains. So start by just making one healthy choice, whether it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go be there and do something. The next day, I'm going to have a healthy meal, and then build on that. And if you're a little more advanced than that, then always try to gain knowledge and see what works for other people. Buddy of mine, Rome, always says X equals 1. You are your own experiment. So something that works for you may not work for me.
Right.
So being open and being able to try different things, well, you'll find out what works best for you. And I think that's the best advice I can give is use the momentum that you gain from making healthy choices and be open to anything. Someone's going to have advice for you, take it. If it doesn't work, throw it out, but at least you have that experience.
But the nice thing too, I think, what he's just the experience alone. Say it doesn't work for you, it might work for Colin.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So even though you have that knowledge, it's your job to be able to pass that knowledge to be like, hey, this didn't work for me, but hey, why don't you try this? Put this on your experiment board, see if that works, and then go from there.
Exactly.
Just like the fasting, like I told you. I mean, this is the 8th day that I've tried it, and I'm not gonna lie, at first it was miserable. Leg day was probably the hardest training day without actually eating first, and then not eating after, and for like another hour after. So I was like, I felt like really drained. However, after when I did eat, I felt good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got a good night's sleep, and then you're not. I mean, I wasn't as sore as I normally am, but I didn't try to push the limit because I didn't know how my body was going to react to something like this. So the next week or this week, I'm going to try to, push the envelope a little bit, see where it goes.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's an experiment. Just like I talked about the other day. Anything the more things that you can throw at the wall that stick, it's just all that is just more ways for you to learn about your own body, to be able to pass it along.
And eat at core.
Eat at core. I mean, that's the biggest thing. You got to eat at core.
CoreLife.
And that's the last shot.
You're on day 8 at intermittent fasting. That's awesome.
At first it wasn't. I thought he was nuts.
Well,
Because not just him, I had probably 6 other people at the gym ask me about it and what I think of it. I was like, listen, I don't know that much about it. So then I started looking it up and doing my research to be like, okay, if my clients are going to do it, I got to give it a shot. Just like, you know, the plant-based diet, I tried it. It actually changed a lot of the things that I do eat in the sense of I try to have more greens and grains as opposed to having a ton of meat. Because, again, you want to fuel your body right. So the more that you can get more of those greens and grains in, the better you're going to feel. And the more that you're going to be able to utilize those macro and micronutrients throughout the whole course of the day, you know?
You boys ready? Yeah, man. Thank you again.
Thanks, Kobe. You're the man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle. Thank you for the brief.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, I'm definitely going to get over there.
Let's get Kong in a workout. Yeah. 6 a.m. class.
I know he is.